They called him the king of pop. But Michael Jackson was more than just music royalty, he was a threat. A threat to the industry that built him, a threat to the elites who thought they owned him. And when he broke free from their grip, they didn't just smear his name, they ended his life. This isn't just a story about fame or controversy, it's a story about betrayal, control, and ritual punishment. The price paid by those who rise too high and dare to defy the hidden hands behind the curtain. The ones who speak in symbols and operate in the shadows. Because Michael Jackson didn't die from an overdose. He was systematically destroyed by the very machine that made him a star. Why? Because he refused to play their game. He spoke out. He questioned the narrative. And behind closed doors, he dared to say the unsayable. About Israel, about elite pedophile rings, and about the dark rituals at the heart of global power. A coincidence? Or the start of a campaign to destroy him? Once you hear the full story, doubt won't be an option. Only the question of how deep this deception really goes. Before we dive in, a quick word about our partner VP.net, the next generation of private browsing. VP.net is the only VPN designed with true zero-logging architecture. That means, unlike other VPNs, it literally can't track you. So even if governments or bad actors come knocking, there's nothing to hand over. It's that simple. Your data stays yours, period. Michael Jackson tried to shine a light into the shadows, and for that, they silenced him. In 1993, Michael Jackson recorded a song titled Palestine Don't Cry, but the track never saw the light of day. The gatekeepers at Sony refused to release it. According to insiders, the decision wasn't about music, it was about control. Michael's voice reached billions, and the elites feared what would happen if he used that influence to challenge one of the most protected narratives. They weren't just afraid of the song, they were afraid of the shift in global consciousness it could spark. 2 months later, the first allegations against Jackson were dropped in the media. The smear campaign began in 1993, a media onslaught that painted Michael Jackson as a monster, accusing him of unspeakable acts involving children. The headlines were everywhere. The narrative was set. But here is what they never told you. For over a decade, Michael Jackson was under intensive investigation by the FBI, and they found nothing. No charges, no hidden files, no evidence. The Bureau raided his home. They seized his computers, his hard drives, his phones, every digital trace of his life. They combed through everything, and it all came back clean. The files are now declassified, they're public, anyone can read them, and they tell a story the media refused to. A man relentlessly hunted, but never caught, because there was nothing to find. In fact, the records show that the agents who worked on the case walked away convinced of something extraordinary. That Michael wasn't just innocent, he was, in their words, one of the most pure-hearted individuals they had ever encountered. And he wasn't alone. Pop star Aaron Carter, pressured by federal agents to turn on his friend, later revealed the same truth. Not only was Michael Jackson innocent, he was someone with a light inside him that terrified the darkness around him.
Now listen to this, I have to tell you this.
Okay.
So after I left the party, I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal. There's 4 FBI agents in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? She goes, oh, well, I think something happened, you know, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving. What the fuck is this? And I looked at him right now, I said, nothing happened. That's sad, man. This life can be sad if you let it. It could be really lonely and really sad.
So the question is, if he wasn't guilty, why was the media so desperate to destroy him? From the moment he stepped onto the world stage as a child prodigy in the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson was granted rare access to the inner sanctums of global power. The boardrooms, the billionaires, the backroom deals. He saw the machine up close, and he understood, perhaps better than anyone, how the world really worked.
Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, feel me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Ask yourself, was the relentless smear campaign against him really about justice? Or was it about silencing a man who refused to play along? A man who dared to suggest that an elite paedophile ring built on exploitation and silence was operating behind the curtain. A man who saw that Israel was central to the whole structure. Michael wasn't just breaking the rules, he was pulling back the veil. And for that, they came for him.
Michael Jackson is apologizing to Jewish leaders for lyrics in a song off his new album, His Story. Jackson says he never meant to offend anyone with the song They Don't Care About Us, which includes the lines, Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me, don't you black and white me. Jackson says he was taking a stand against prejudice, but now acknowledges his meaning could be misconstrued.
As Michael himself made clear, he wasn't anti-Semitic, he was anti-evil. He didn't have a problem with any group based on religion or ethnicity. His issue was with the predators hiding behind power, the manipulators, the blood drinkers, the ones who cried anti-Semitism to shield themselves from scrutiny while they destroyed anybody who stepped out of line.
Sue me, and some people are saying that that is anti-Semitic.
It's not anti-Semitic because I'm not a racist person. I could never be a racist. I love all races of people, from Arabs to Jewish people, like I said before, to blacks. But when I say Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me, don't you black or white me, I'm talking about myself as the victim.
The mainstream media doesn't report the news, it manufactures consent. It's always been a mouthpiece for the elite, shaping narratives to serve power, not truth. And the people who run the record labels? They're cut from the same cloth. They have direct ties to media execs, the intelligence industry, and financial networks that operate far above the public eye. Together, they build careers and they destroy them. When a young artist submits to the system, they can be elevated overnight. The rise looks organic, viral, authentic, unstoppable. But it's not. It's ritualized, programmed, initiated by design. But when an artist refuses to play the game, when they speak out, question the system, or, God forbid, try to heal the world and make it a better place, the machinery shifts. Promotion turns to persecution. Accolades turn to accusations. And just like that, the same system that made you can unmake you. Michael Jackson wasn't just fighting over a contract. He was waging war against the puppet masters behind the music industry. He called them out by name. Sony, the executives, including Tony Mottola, the hidden hands. He spoke openly about what he called the conspiracy, a network of power and control operating far beyond the spotlight.
And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
Respect!
I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it!
Please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Oh! Michael is getting gangster today! Yeah.
He didn't stop there. Michael was determined to expose what he believed was the true rot at the core, an elite paedophile ring protected by the industry and a darker, almost unthinkable trade, the harvesting of adrenochrome. He saw it as a global sickness, and he was willing to risk everything to save children from it. And perhaps the greatest tragedy is this. Michael Jackson may have understood the darkness, but he underestimated just how far it would go to silence the light he carried. The pieces are about to come together. How they ended his career and his life. And what they reveal, it will shake you. We'll be right back after this important word from our sponsor. The global elite's fiat scam spits on God's principles of honest weights and measures. Alan Armstrong's book, The Bible and Gold, exposes everything. Gold is not just metal, it's divine protection against their rotten system. From Genesis to Revelation, Scripture calls gold good, while central banks print trillions from thin air, deliberately sabotaging your wealth. Genesis Gold Group's faith-based pros cut through the deception, swapping your fragile retirement for physical gold, tangible biblical money that fights devaluation and protects your family's future. Why chain your future to their monetary lies when God's standard waits? Visit tpvgoldbible.com for your free copy of the Bible and Gold and to schedule a consultation today. That's tpvgoldbible.com. Honest money for uncertain times.